Why do you tend to get UTIs either during your period or right around your period? So, in the few days before your period starts or in the few days after your period ends? Here's why. Estrogen is typically at its lowest during that time in your cycle, and estrogen determines how much circulating levels of TBG, which stands for thyroid binding globulin, there are. Now, what does thyroid binding globulin have to do with you getting a UTI? Well, if you happen to be borderline hypothyroid, so borderline low thyroid, when TBG levels fall, this reduces the buffering capacity of your blood. And hang with me here. I realize this is geek speak. We're getting to what you want to hear. This reduces the buffering capacity of your blood to provide thyroid hormone to your body, to the tissues of your body on demand. And as thyroid hormone levels fall, this puts you in a more insulin resistant state. This also increases the amount of albumin, which is a protein typically found in blood that is excreted in your urine. The more albumin that is excreted in your urine, the more likely your urine turns white. Ding, 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 ding. If you've ever struggled with white pee or that cloudy pee, it may be because albumin levels are higher in your pee, once again, pointing to low thyroid. Now, I also mentioned that as thyroid levels fall, so we're in this borderline hypothyroid state or this borderline low thyroid state. Chances are high that you are actually low thyroid at the cellular level, even if your blood levels are within the normal range. What does this have to do? Like, what does insulin resistance have to do with UTI? Insulin resistance creates the exact same symptoms as UTI. What do I mean by that? I mean urinary urgency, burning while peeing, cloudy pee, and weird smelling pee. How does it do all these things? Let's start with, well, let's just jump right in. When you become insulin resistant, when you are in an insulin resistant state, your body is forced to use fats for fuel at a level that is unhealthy for you. Okay. I don't care about like what, oh, we're in a keto state. It may not be a true keto state. It is keto for your body. It is burning fats at an unhealthy ratio for your body. Carbohydrates are the preferred fuel source for anybody. And when fats are burned at a higher rate than carbs, once again, for your body, what happens is there is a buildup of ketones in the urine. Those ketones irritate the bladder lining, causing urinary urgency. Those ketones burn on the way out because they are irritating the urethra lining, causing burning while peeing. Those ketones are not super soluble in urine, causing cloudy urine. Those ketones smell weird. They smell like acetone, that sickeningly sweet, fruity smell that you might have noticed when you pee. That's due to ketones. So they cause all the exact same symptoms as UTI. Now the question becomes, but I actually have an infection. Like I've done the standard urine culture and it's positive. Here's the other thing. When you burn fats at an unhealthy rate for your body, like unhealthy ratio of fat burning to carbohydrate burning, what this does is it alters the amount of urea and ammonia expressed in your urine. And what this does is alters the pH of the urine, making your bladder a safer environment for pathogenic bacteria to grow. And that's why you are more prone to a UTI during those times in your cycle, because thyroid hormone levels are lower than they are during the other times of your cycle. During the times of your cycle where estrogen is higher, you are in a relative low thyroid state in the time around your period. once again, a few days before your cycle starts to a few days after your cycle ends, after your period ends. Okay, in that time frame, you are in a relative low thyroid state compared to the rest of your cycle. And when you are there, if you are already borderline low thyroid, this puts your body in an energy crisis state where it is unable to meet energy demands by burning carbohydrates. And so it burns fats at a ratio that is unhealthy for you. So the fat burning to carb burning ratio is altered during this time because you are in an insulin resistant state, because your thyroid levels are impacted. And due to all of this, it then creates the perfect storm for UTI symptoms. And whether this is directly due to the ketones in the urine, whether this is due to higher levels of albumin because of this relative low thyroid state, whether this is due to the altered expression, once again, of urea and ammonia, which helps to control bacterial growth in the bladder, in the urine, whichever of these three it's due to, or the combination of all three, this sets you up to experience a higher likelihood of developing UTI or UTI symptoms during this time. If this video helped you, share it with someone. If you are struggling with chronic UTIs or interstitial cystitis, I offer the UTI Freedom Formula program. This is a 14-day program to finally not just understand how your body works and why you are suddenly so likely to develop why you've fallen into this chronic UTI cycle, or why you are struggling with interstitial cystitis symptoms, which is basically UTI symptoms all the time in the absence of a positive standard urine culture. Regardless of why, 14 days or the UTI Freedom Formula is 14 days to breaking free of UTI symptoms. And it explains how your body works, what to do to support your body to be healthy so that it is able to rise above and break free of this cycle of chronic UTI symptoms on its own. You'll find the link below for more on that. All right, until next time, bye.